Hello. Now you got to recamera it.
Oh yeah, you're definitely blurrier.
You're
Am I blurry?
blurry.
Oh wait, no, you're clear.
It's clearing up a little bit.
Yep, yeah, you're clear.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
So, and now my camera just did a flash. But anyway, so so you've been married a long time. How long you been married? Do
14.
people know you're
I,
married?
I have to think about it, but it's 14 years. But you want to know something crazier?
Mm-hmm.
I think it. Mark and I met over 20 years ago.
Mm. Right.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it is insane, actually.
I mean, it actually right around the time that you and I met. I
Yeah.
met Mark. I met you first, and I met Mark probably a month later.
Okay. When you and Nikki were living together? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um yes. I kind of remember this. I all I remember is being at your apartment and watching poor network connection. Watching what was this, South Park or something, when South Park was kind of new, and this is what I remember about being in your place. And so you met like a month later. Was it like an instant thing? Did you Okay, okay, all right. So instant thing.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember it very clearly. It was at the bongo room. Remember the bongo room?
Yes.
Okay, so Deep was playing.
Okay.
Steve was there. Nikki and I. It was a Tuesday night. Nikki and I and her friend Jamie. Remember Jamie, pretty blonde girl?
Mm-hmm.
Went out and we went to the bongo room because Steve and Deep were going to be there, and we walked in and Mark was behind the bar. He was profile first. He was walking across the bar and he was smiling, and like his smile like just lit up the room. And like I noticed it right away. But I actually was kind of dating someone. I was very annoyed with that person that night. It was part of why I was going out with my girlfriends anyway, or not like annoyed with anything they did, but just like not feeling the relationship. And it had been a rebound relationship from another relationship that was also still kind of lingering in the background. And not that I think that really affected anything, except I wasn't single. So there was that. But I did think he was really cute. And I said something to Nikki because I thought he was so cute. I thought maybe she liked him. I'm like, but do you like him? Like, you don't want to step on your friends or roommates' toes. Just like, no. And I'm like, I think he's really cute. And she's like, you always think the bartender's cute. I'm like, maybe. Okay. So I'm like, dial it back a bit. And then it really didn't matter anyway. I mean, we were introduced because he was friends with Steve, but we didn't chat that much because he was working, and I was in a relationship. But what happened was, fast forward like a couple weeks later, I had broken it off with the guy I was seeing. So I was single, and Nikki said, "Hey, that guy Mark that you thought was cute is having a party at Carrie's. You know that restaurant Carrie's."
I don't know if I remember this.
It was a restaurant. It wasn't a club, but like he had it open like after hours or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think the owner approved of this, but
Bad boys.
yeah. So she's like, it was right after Thanksgiving too.
Okay.
It was like it was this time probably 20 years ago exactly.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and
You
she's
freezing.
like, "Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go." No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's like so choppy right now. Skype, me and you gonna have a talk. Okay, so anyway, okay, so now because I'm getting hyped. I don't even know this story, so I'm interested now. So
It's a good one.
you go to this restaurant, or
Well,
you didn't know you were gonna go.
I did know. So she had, yeah, she's like, he's had I'll go. But like, also, like, I don't even know if I'll recognize him because I'm actually like, I don't have great facial recognition. I know everyone's like, oh, I'll never forget a face. I don't remember names, but I'll never forget a face. But I do forget faces. I don't mean to. It's just like I don't have great facial recognition for humans.
Okay.
And so I went. I'm like, I don't, I was out that night. I was having some drinks. I don't even know if I'll recognize him. And like, I saw some guy and I started chatting to this guy. I'm like, that's not him, is it? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then I saw him. I'm like, oh, I remember him. So then I knew. I'm like, okay, it wasn't just because I was like out having cocktails or whatever, and
Yeah.
whatever else, and not really, not really in control of my capacity to judge.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
So we chatted that night, and there was definitely an attraction.
This is killing me.
And I make
Hold on, I missed something.
Is it freezing again?
Is killing me right now. What is going on with this? I'm hearing about history. I'm hearing historic love stories right now, and Skype does not want to communicate.
Skype. Tell me what to go back to.
All right, so I heard you say that you definitely had an interaction, and then what?
Okay, so we chatted all night, and it was cool. Like, and then like before I left, I kind of made the first move to kiss him. I mean, not like a crazy like deep tongue kiss or whatever, but like a little kiss on the lips, which I never usually do, but I did for whatever reason, and gave him my number, and then we left. And then he didn't call for like a couple weeks, so I was kind of like,
yeah, okay, player.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I anything. I'm like, oh well. And then he called me on a Thursday, I remember, and he wanted to know if I wanted to go out to dinner that night. And I had plans because like it was that night. I'm like, no, I can't. I have plans. And then like we made plans for a later time, and we started dating. So we were dating through December, but we both really had walls up, like. Because not only had I just gone through a breakup, I think he had just gone through a breakup too. And he would also, like, he would do this thing on the phone. We talked a lot on the phone because this was pre-text days. So, like, people talked on the phone. Remember that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It was that long ago. So,
phone?
Like, I had a cell phone, but I think it had roaming charges. And no one else I knew had a cell phone. I was, the only one.
Oh, wow.
So
Damn.
it was like for emergencies.
Okay.
So these questions that were so obviously like kind of testing me, how people sometimes will do that.
Testing you? Is it?
Like,
you froze too.
Asking me questions to test what I would say.
Oh shit! I think they call it shit testing.
Oh, do they?
I think this is called shit testing.
Okay.
Like,
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, okay. So, but I thought this was something that I don't want to genderize it, but I was under the impression it was something that women do to men, more to make sure they're not crazy and stuff like that, to see, if I do a little something, is he going to get upset and fly off the handle or whatever? Like, so.
I didn't know about this, but it was, yeah. It's to me that it was like, it was testing questions, and I didn't really like the tone of it. And so I said something to him once. I'm like, I feel like, you're just asking me this stuff to test me. Like, so I kind of basically stopped answering it. And then I actually also at the same time, my ex, not the more recent one that I was with when I first met him, but the more serious one before that one was from a rebound from, my ex asked if I could give it another chance. And at this point, I kind of felt like I owed it to him, which is in retrospect is silly. Like if you're not feeling a relationship, obviously you don't owe it to anyone. But the thing about it was like, he always treated me well. We had a really long relationship. It was 3.5 years. And so like, I really had broken up with him not because of anything he did wrong. So in my mind, like, just because I wasn't feeling it anymore. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I owe him another chance.
Mm.
And so I decided to give him one. So Mark was over my house
Oh,
like
Mark,
December, beginning of January at a party.
oh, this is killing me. It's like every time you say something, ah, okay, so you're gonna Mark was at your house. Mark was over your
Yeah,
house.
at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm up in my bedroom with him, and I decide to tell him, like have the let's just be friends talk. And I know, but I really didn't even think he would care because we both had such walls up. I mean, he was just asking me questions, testing me. We
Mm,
hadn't slept together or
mm,
anything yet. Like, we had been going real slow with it. I thought it was fine to tell him at a party because I didn't even think he cared.
mm,
I thought, it wasn't going anywhere anyway. But actually he did.
mm, mm,
He did care. And I mean, but he was very sweet about it and nice about it. But this is when everything turned around. Like a few days later, he called me
mm,
and he just wanted to talk. And he actually wanted to still be friends with me. Like usually you have that talk and it's just like kind of, yeah, let's still be friends. And then, you'll say hi when you run into each other out,
mm,
but you're not actually like calling each other.
mm.
But he was different. He called me and I remember I was watching Swingers. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Nikki? But which was a good movie and it was the first time I saw it too, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna walk out of here and take this call. And we talked for a while.
Mm,
I was so impressed by that and we did the thing where you actually started hanging out as friends,
mm,
and so we didn't have walls up anymore. So like he asked me for advice about a situation with another girl. Like I didn't really talk about my relationship with him, but I could have. But
mm,
like we would talk on the phone a lot. I would go over his house. He would make me dinner. I'd bring red wine,
mm,
and we would just talk, and nothing physical at all.
mm,
And so we were actually able to get much closer and really get to know each other because there was no awkwardness, there was no testing,
mm,
there was no chance of anything physical happening. And so that process went on for like all through January, February, March. Like we like kind of had this standing thing where we go to Fluid on Wednesday nights. Remember Fluid on Wednesday nights?
mm,
So like we go there, with friends and like, we knew the other would be there and I'd be all
mm,
excited to see him and stuff. And then, finally like by spring was coming around, I'm like, what am I doing?
mm,
I'm so into him.
mm,
I'm like I'm really not into this is stupid. So I did the final breakup with my ex. I
mm,
didn't tell Mark
mm.
that I was going to do it. I just did it. And then the next time we hung out, I invited him up to my apartment after.
My heart
Yeah,
is my heart is racing right now.
he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Really?" I'm
Mm,
like, "Yeah, I'm single again."
mm.
So, yeah.
Oh
And
my
then it
God.
went from there.
Oh my God. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.